All right. Well, to start this off, I want to welcome y'all to today's show, the Sports Page Show, man. I have a very, very special guest I'm bringing on today, man. Husband, father, brother, uncle, great friend, you know what I mean? Author, two-time Grammy nominated, Mambo Sauce's own great friend of mine. Welcome to the Sports Page Show, Mr. Alfred Duncan, man.
What's up, my guy?
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed.
Honored to be here, man.
Hey,
I just don't like that nigga behind you with the Phillies hat on.
hey.
That's all.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. When you're the world champs, man, you gotta just represent and you gotta just, show the world why, we're on top. I know y'all struggling a little bit. We're gonna get into that a little later.
Yeah.
But I want to start this off by saying congratulations to you, man. All your much earned success. I see you doing your thing out here. And you and your wife, I want to say salute to her as well. Mrs.
Thank
Sherelle
you.
Duncan, man, Forever Duncan. I was there to share that moment with you guys. I know y'all just had a recent anniversary. Tell us about what your family means to you. We're going to start there. Just I know you got a couple of events coming up. We'll get in that to a minute, but just tell us about what family means to you, man.
I mean, family means I know it sounds cliche, but family means everything to me. I am a family man. I love being around my family. I really enjoy my family. I don't really have to go anywhere. I can just be home and enjoying my family. So it reminds me of days back when I was younger and my mother would create the same kind of space that I think we create here in my home where my friends would be comfortable with coming over. We just sit around and laugh and joke. A Saturday could just be us just chilling at home all day, laughing, joking, watching TV, and things of that nature. So, man, family is everything to me.
That's awesome to hear, man. I know you're a girl dad. I see some
Yeah,
of the videos out there.
yeah,
Excuse me. I know you're just excited. I see some of the videos. I know we both, got sons as well.
yeah.
But, salute to your son as well. But I just see some new life in you, some exuberance from you in some of these videos, man. Tell us about that girl dad experience, man.
It's it's
Share
it's
that with
oh
us.
man, it's different, man. So of course I have a son and a nephew who's like my son. And then I was raised by women. So my niece is also I have a niece who I helped raise as well. But it was my niece, my sister, and my mother, until of course I had my son and my nephew. Um so boys, you try and toughen them up. Just none of that. I mean, of course, I hugged and told them I love them and all of that type of stuff. But with a girl, it's just different. Like she forces you. You know what I'm saying? Like she's just such a she's just special, man, and she allows me to be soft. You know what I'm saying? It gives me permission to be soft out loud. And I think that is what women as well as especially a little girl is going to do to a man. It's going to allow him to be soft out loud. I do have a bonus daughter who is 14, and I got a little bit of it from her, but of course I'm not her biological father. So it's certain things that I know she just wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying? Like be up under me per se. Like we hug, of course. I love her to death, but she's not up under me like she would be her father. But Royal, Royal, she invades my space all the time.
That's
I would be
awesome, man.
surprised if she tried to come in here. I told her to go upstairs, but she don't care. She don't care at all.
She's running the show, and that's okay. That's
Yeah.
okay, man. So, speaking of that, I know you have something called the burger bar. You was
Hmm.
talking about getting soft a little bit. Sometimes us as men feel like we can't open up or share our emotions, and maybe women help us do that. Our children, it's
Yeah.
therapeutic for us. Tell us about the burger bar and share uh, with us about how and why that's important for men to come out and check that out and deal with their mental health.
So the burger bar is it's a space that we created. I don't want to necessarily call it a safe space, even though it is, but I think that's so cliche. And I think the way we do it is a bit different than other spaces created, and that's nothing against the other spaces. It's just that we create a space in which we just facilitate conversation, because I'm not an expert at being a man. So as much as I'm there to participate, I'm in the conversation, I'm also there to listen so that I can take some things home with me, and put some things in my toolbox. So the burger bar is it started, I want to say like 5 years ago on my birthday, probably longer, on my birthday. And for my birthday, I wanted to just have people come out, and have conversations. And so I called it the Burger Bar because we had burgers and we had beer at that point in time. You got two beers and you got a gourmet burger. And then we came together and we just talked. And so I just kept it as the Burger Bar, and we just kept doing these things to bring men together. But it's extremely powerful, man. Like, is extremely powerful. It's done by me and Victorious, my best friend, Victorious Hall. He and so the facilitation is just amazing, man. I really feel like you have to be there. And I think that people who've been to the Burger Bar before, this new rendition of it is totally different. Like, it's it is it is people that are helping people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody gets something out of it. So it's dope. It's dope.
Well, I love to hear that, man. We need to do that consistently more often, and a lot of men need to take that very seriously. I'll be out to the next one. I know you had to postpone it. I think
Yeah,
I'm not sure when the next one is coming up, but please keep us updated.
I
And
got
I'm
you.
sure he gets all this information to you where it needs to follow and check that out.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna transition real quick. I see you got that good Washington Wizards hat on. We
You
can
know?
talk about the memories of the our balling days in a little bit, but I want to talk to you about your love for sports, man. We go way back. We've been knowing each other since we've been about 14, 15 years old. I know you was a
Yeah.
hooper. I know that you got a love for the Commanders. We're going to talk about that after, but just tell everybody about your love for sports and tell them about your hooping days and how'd you transition from hoops to music
So I think I was raised by a single woman. My father, he wasn't a deadbeat, but he just wasn't, he
involved
wasn't
as much
present.
as you
Yeah,
like.
he wasn't involved. He wasn't active per se.
Yes.
And so I think what my mother, not I think, I know what she tried to do because she told me is that, she wanted me to be around men. So she would put me in sports. I played every sport. I played football, basketball, baseball. So I was in something all the time. And I was just naturally good at all of them. I played the elite spots in all of them. I played shortstop in baseball. I played point guard in basketball. I played quarterback in football, and I was just good. And I played for District Heights Boys and Girls Club. And anyone who played for a Boys and Girls Club, if you are consistently playing, it's you form a community with the fellas. And so, and when you form that community, y'all stick together throughout your whole career. So I just been playing it, been naturally gifted. I moved around Holly Hills when I moved around there, y'all was hooping. So I found another group of people to hoop with. Played high school ball, won a couple of championships in high school, then I played college basketball. I stopped football though the summer of the 8th grade, going to the 9th grade. I was gonna play for Forestville. I'll be honest and say I was a little nervous because I was skinny. You know what I'm saying? All these football dudes is all big. And so the summer of the 8th grade, I actually got shot. I got shot in my finger and I got shot in my leg. And the doctor told me that I couldn't, like, he actually said that you can't play sports no more. If you jam your finger,
Wow.
you'll develop gangrene, and we'll have to amputate your entire left arm. And so that,
Man,
of course, that scared me, but it kind of gave me a out for not playing football too. I was already
gotcha.
scared, so I
Gotcha.
was like, yeah. In a way, I was like, yes, I'll have to play. I don't gotta tell them I'm scared. I just can't play.
That's crazy. You got shot. It made you not want to play. It's
I know.
crazy how it happened though. Like, damn, glad I got shot. Not necessarily like that. Well,
Yeah,
we
but
know
then
what you mean,
basketball,
definitely.
So it
Yeah,
healed up. It healed up, and then basketball season, of course, came around, and you know,
yeah,
me out, especially when we was living. You know what I'm saying? We was hooping every day. We always was just doing something. So I
absolutely.
I just kept testing it out, and I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna keep this basketball thing, and I did. I did it all throughout college too. So yeah, man, still got.
What experience like playing in college? I think they just had some type of ceremony for you, if I'm not mistaken. I think I seen some footage where you went back to your
Yeah,
old school. They had like some type of presentation for you guys.
yeah. So I mean, it was amazing. I went to school with my best friend at the time. Then was Billy Blake. He
Okay.
lived in the area. I went
Shout
to a
out, Billy.
Yeah, I went to a junior college initially for 1 year, and you know, I had dreams of going to all of these other colleges, and something happened at that college that didn't allow me to move to other locations or go to other schools. So my man Billy, he was at Shenandoah already, and I went down there for a visit, and I loved it. And they was like, "Look, we want you." So I went to Shenandoah. We won our conference. I think the first year I came, and then we went to the NCAA tournament, but we got blown out in the first round. But we still went to the NCAA tournament. And the dude who led our team, his name Phil Dixon, which was Juan Dixon's brother. He,
Okay.
he was a beast. He was a beast.
Wow.
I was behind him. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I got some bump, but it was his team. The dude was like that.
All right. Well, we know you was a hooper, so I did ask a little bit. So that shows that you always been, a leader. That is that what made your transition into? I guess I know that you had some experience singing in church and stuff like that, but what made you decide to pursue music professionally? And how did the group start? Mumble Sauce. So that's something that everybody knows. Welcome to DC. When you walk into any arena or when you see people getting welcome to the city, y'all got the anthem, man. So how did that get started? And tell us about, Mumble Sauce and you making that
Well,
move.
well, I mean, I was actually performing music while I was playing sports. Like they were synonymous. So remember I told you like District Heights. We had a band called the Little Rascals, and it was all of the people who played for District Heights at that time. And then it transitioned into a band called Reaction. And during that time, I was singing. And even before then, my love for singing, my love for singing was I've always had a love for singing. You know what I'm saying? And I can't even
Absolutely.
remember the name, but I remember. I know we was in a group. We was in a 5-man singing group. I remember we
Yeah.
were the Cavaliers and got these big old
Yes,
out,
indeed.
little
Had the
big,
sponsor.
yeah.
That one of the first
Cavaliers
sponsors,
sponsor.
Cavaliers.
I've never heard of
Lando Ball,
sponsorship.
baby.
Yeah. What was the name of the group? What was the name of the
I
group?
can't even remember. It didn't last long enough.
It did. It did, but we thought we was like that.
We
We
thought we was gone.
we
We was
did.
out of here.
We thought we was on our way,
The
dog.
PG County, see you later, baby.
Especially when we got that sponsorship from Cavaliers, you couldn't tell us nothing.
Couldn't tell us nothing, baby. Free cookies and silk shirt.
But yeah, man, so
No, man.
music has been
But
a
no,
part
I'm
of my
definitely
life.
glad that you continue to pursue what you're doing and Mumble
Yeah,
Sauce, man. I'm so proud of you guys. Like to me, y'all were one of the first bands that decided to start doing more like original songs. I can't say that people start recognizing outside the area. You had the butt and other stuff from EU and stuff like that. So y'all kind of kept that tradition going. And what's your experience like being a part of that, man? Just that whole experience, Mumble Sauce, and being nominated and traveling with Soldier and just that adrenaline rush.
yeah, it's I mean, it's a beautiful experience. Like I mean, the whole thing was a beautiful experience. And like Mambo Sauce is still popping off. We just released a new song probably like a month and a half ago, and we releasing some more. So we're still doing it, but Mambo Sauce is kind of bittersweet because Mambo Sauce is probably one of my biggest accomplishments, but it also brings one of my not regrets in a sense of me doing it, but just how the opportunities that we missed. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't know no better.
Okay.
Um so yeah, yeah. but as far as like traveling, like with Soldier, amazing. You know what I'm saying? I've been on, I think, 4 tours with them. Mambo Sauce went on tour with them. We sold out like 30 locations. And just experiencing tour life and stuff like that. But I mean, you also get to see the behind the scenes, and you also get to like just realize that everything isn't what it's cracked up to be. Like when you think about touring, everybody's like, "Oh man, I want to tour. I want to tour." I'll be honest, man. After like the third tour, I was over it. It's like
Yeah,
it's 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 not it's not what you think it is. Like the tour bus is cool. Going to different cities is cool, but you got to think your schedule is like this. You go to sleep, you wake up, you're at a new city in a new venue. You get off the bus, you got to do sound check. You do sound check. After sound check, you got a few hours to, chill or whatever. You can go within the city, but I mean, you really don't have a lot of time to do like anything amazing. So you just trying to waste time. After you waste time, now you got a performance. You're going to perform. Mind you, it's free alcohol, free whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Food can be catered, but sometimes it's not, and you just eating like just fast food or just something you can find. So you do the show, you come off of the stage from doing the show, you all sweaty. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to the hotel room or just a location to take a shower. You may have a party on the tour bus for a couple of hours. Then the tour bus pull off. You go to sleep. You wake up in another city and you do the same thing. So it
mm,
ain't like you going to, like, you don't even know where you are sometimes. You know,
yeah,
artists be like, "Hey, San Diego," and they be in Detroit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's because they really don't. You know what I'm saying? If somebody don't let them know, like, you can just get lost in it because everything. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying, all you seeing is venues. You're not really
Yeah,
seeing nothing else. You're not experiencing the city. So I say by the third tour, you know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, I don't know if this is something that I want to do for my life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And be away from family.
Like the famous rapper Q-Tip said, "Do you really want to be in the business?" People think it's always cake and ice cream, but it's a lot of hard work being away from your home and
Yeah,
paying a lot of dues. And it's just not about that. You have a love for the music, but necessarily not a love for the business side of it and things that
yeah,
come with it. So I
yeah,
totally understand that. I had my son on just recently, Siege the Gifted, and I asked him this question. I'm going to ask you the question. He gave a shout out to you guys as well. I haven't got a chance to uh, share that with everybody. But it'll come full circle when I get a chance to post it. But he gave a
yeah,
shout out to you guys as one of his favorite artists. So you growing up here in the DMV, what
yeah.
would be, as far as artists, what's your Mount Rushmore, excuse me, of
Uh,
DMV artists? You've been
Dang,
here a long time, and that's going to tie into my next question. But what's your Mount Rushmore of your DMV artists? They don't necessarily have to be go-go, it could be any genre.
that's I never even thought of that. Um, I feel like I gotta put Wale in it. You know what I'm saying? Not, I mean,
Okay,
not just because of his accomplishments, but dude is talented.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just period. I feel like I also like Marvin Gaye. That's,
Wow,
yeah, Marvin Gaye is,
legend.
yeah. Um, I want to say like Stacey Lattisaw could be in there too. Or
Okay.
it's
It's
probably
a
more.
hard,
You
you
got
feel like you
Tina,
don't want to leave nobody off the list, huh?
yeah, you got Tina Marie. You got Raheem Devon. Um, when
What
I look,
about Chuck Brown?
Chuck, yes, definitely Chuck
So
Brown.
you got to pick four. You gave me two off the break.
All right, so I'm
All right.
going with Chuck Brown.
With
I'm going
Marvin
with
Gaye and
Marvin Gaye.
Wale.
I'm going
Somebody
with
going,
Wale.
okay.
And ooh, mm, I don't know that. I don't know the fourth one.
Okay.
I don't know the fourth.
Maybe a couple honorable mentions, but you know Marvin Gaye, Wale, and you said Chuck
Chuck
Brown,
Brown.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know that those three is
Well,
is,
Stacey
is
Lattisaw wouldn't be bad. You got to have one lady on the list.
yeah,
You got Stacey on there, or you want to go. another direction. I don't think nobody be mad at you, but you definitely
I think,
dropped some
yeah, I
gems.
think I'm gonna go with Stacy. I think I'm gonna go with Stacy Lattisaw. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
But you got Raheem Devon, who's an honorable mention. You got,
absolutely.
yeah, you
There's so
got
many talented artists, you know.
Genuine,
Got all the
Genuine,
bands and
who's an honorable mention. Killer Cow, Scooby. Oh no,
okay.
no, 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 no. Let me. All right, boom. Let me take Stacy
You don't
Lattisaw.
want no people to be mad at you. You got to make sure you drop
Nah,
some names.
take Stacy Lattisaw off.
Okay.
So I got Chuck Brown. I got Marvin Gaye. I
Okay.
I said Chuck Brown, Marvin Gaye,
Wale. Mhm.
Wale, and I say Scooby, Frank
Okay.
Sirius. I think that dude is um he's a hidden gem. He's more so hidden to the DMV, but I think he's hidden to the world. And I feel like, you know, with the right project and the right things, I think the world would, would eat him up. You know what I'm saying? Like really take to him.
I think that's a great collection of music right there. Great artists.
Mm.
Um, so speaking of your artistry, it's been able to take you other places and opportunities. And we talked about the DMV. How did you get an opportunity to start doing, the Washington Redskins / Commander song? We used to have a guy named Chris Paul used to do them back in the day,
Yeah.
and you took the baton and you kept running with it. And you're doing an excellent job, even though I don't like your squad. You already know what it is, but I'm always gonna have love for you. So I always got love for your songs and turn up when I'm in the car, laugh a little bit. I even call you every now and then, give you my thoughts. So how did that opportunity come about? And tell me how that process works for you, and you know, how did it all come together? And you really enjoy doing that, seems like.
So Chris Paul, of course, he is the person that started this. Shout out to Chris Paul because I remember when they used to come on, I used to be so sice about it or whatever. And then I think he left WPGC, which is where it started. He was with Donnie Simpson, and they were doing it on the Donnie Simpson Morning Show. Somehow, some way, he left radio business, and it just wasn't there. And so Tigger was on PGC at the time, and Tigger was a friend of, he's still a friend of mine. And so I just reached out to him. I was like, yo, what you think about, me doing Commander songs? He was like, let's go, let's do it. And so I just started doing them. I did them for probably like 3 or 4 years. And this is when Dan Snyder was there. And you know what I'm saying, it started to leave a bad taste in my mouth because dog, it like the energy that it takes, the coordination and all of that type of stuff. It's easier now because equipment and stuff is kind of different. But just think about it, like we talking 6-7 years ago, it wasn't that easy to make a song every week. You know what I'm saying? I would have to go to the studio and all of this type of stuff. So the type of energy I was putting into it, I would ask them for like, merchandise to wear in the video, or what
Yeah,
I'm saying, some kind of mention or some kind of direct connection, you know what I'm saying, with the organization. And I just wasn't getting no type of nothing, like no acknowledgement, no nothing. They wasn't even trying to give me no gear, they wasn't trying to give me nothing. And we was losing, and we
yeah,
was under ownership that was whack. So I just said, man, forget this. You know what I'm saying? I just backed away from it for like 2-3 years. And then we got new management in. And then once that happened, the city started buzzing. Everybody was excited. So I was like, yeah, I think I should just, start it back up. So I think this is the third year of me doing it, like re
okay,
it. Um, I mean, right now to me it is definitely an easier process. I watched the game. At first, I was talking about different teams. Like I would, if we talking about the Eagles, I talk about like No Fly Zone. I think that was one of my songs before. Um, I used to create it according to the opposition that we had coming up. But recently, like this year, I just made it evergreen. Like instead of talking about other people, I was just talking about us, and that I feel like gives it more time to be played. Like next year they can play all of the songs at a tailgate, and it doesn't sound like it's dated because I'm not talking about a specific team
okay.
besides us. But the process is just all on feel. You know what I'm saying? Majority of the time, I write it on a Monday, I record it on a Tuesday, it's mixed on a Wednesday, and I turn it in on a Wednesday. So that's normally the process. The video
Okay,
is done like Thursday morning. It gets submitted to me. I may do like some B-roll, type of footage on Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, it's kind of like a process now that makes it easier. But it used to be a lot. Uh,
that's cool. I take my hat off to you because you got to be able to be locked in, win or lose, put your emotions to the side and get in there and get locked in and make a song that everybody wants to enjoy. I see a lot of the comedians, and it's a different area with social media now than with Chris Paul and others was doing it. So, did you ever get any other local media that's not media, but I guess local celebrities or people that special content creators that want to join and ever ask about doing stuff with you? Because I see a lot of guys like Goofy Ass and Goofy, if I'm not saying his name correctly, but there's a lot of people doing it. Did you ever have mentions of people say, hey man, let me get on there with you or let's do something together?
I mean, I'll be honest, man. I don't nah. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's me, if I, if I seem standoffish, if you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, I'm such a homebody that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not really in the spaces or whatever. But nah, not really. Not, no one really reaches out to me for that type of situation.
but
And
you would be open to that idea if they
yeah,
did.
man,
Okay.
I love all of them. I love all of them. I would love to work with all of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's everything. That's not just that. That's music too. That's, you know what I'm saying, being on somebody's track. You know what I'm saying? Like writing music with somebody. Like all of that. I'm game for all of that. I just feel like people think um you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. I often think about it. Like, I
Yes.
wonder what it is. I know I ain't whack, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah.
But I think
Well,
people
on
make
that note, if you had a wish list right now, especially in the DMV, I know you mentioned Raheem Devine,
yeah.
especially being an artist. Like, have you ever sit back and like, damn, if I had to put together my Mambo album, my Alfred Duncan album, who would be a few artists that would be your dream team of people that you would love to work with in that capacity? That's, because we mentioned Marvin Gaye on there. Of course, he's not around, but right now, if you had your dream team of people that you would love to work with on your next future projects or just now, who would that be?
It's a lot of, I think, untapped talent here, so I mean, I think I'm starting to work with a lot of them. So let me take that back, because behind the scenes I am working with some of them,
Okay,
but I mean, we got some with Raheem that's gonna come out soon. We got
okay.
some we got some with the Racker people, but I think
And the recent hit, you already know, we got a feature by TCB artist, right?
nah, Chris.
T.O.B. I'm sorry, T.O.B.
Yeah, yeah. So that was a goal of mine, because I feel like Chris is like, his voice is amazing. We got like Yanni Crawley, Mike Madison, Killer Cow. Majority of these people, like I said, I've done some with, and I haven't just released like certain
I got
projects.
you.
Um, I would have to think about that. But every dope artist in the city, I really think that, I would love to put a collab album together where, all of us are on it, and it doesn't have to be like a black featuring, you know what I'm saying? It's just a whole gumbo of the talent here in DC, because it's a rack of it. You know what I'm saying? If we can just put together some dope songs and throw all of the talent on it, that'd be super dope. Mamuna Youssef, Chelsea Green. At the Up and Up, when I used to host that, it's just so many people that come through there. Levi Stevens, you got Yusha Saad. It's just XO. Um, what is it? YU. It's just it's a rack of artists in here that's dope. You know what I'm saying? And I would to bring them Odyssey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I do know. The DMV has a gumbo full of music and artists. What is it that you think, for some reason, why? And I've heard this conversation recently where they were trying to vote. I think Flex was on the radio talking about it. They were trying to get the genre of music of go-go to be nationally recognized. And it's been going on, like we talked about the Butt back in the day and other features on national platforms. But why do you think go-go struggles with getting the full acceptance across the country, like rap or whatever other genres out there?
I think it's multiple reasons. One, I think is the packaging, and when I say packaging, I mean like the structure of songs. In order to appeal to a national on a national level, I think you have to present it in a way that they can receive it. And when I say present it, I'm not talking about the sound per se. I'm not talking about like the content or whatever, but I'm talking about the basic structure of songs. You know what I'm saying? Hook, verse, hook, bridge, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. And the second thing is, the sound has to be like great when you record it. PA tapes is not going to get go on a national, on a national level, because outside of DC they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Outside of DC, they just don't get it. It's just they like, what is this? But if you structure it well and you put it out there, then they like, oh, this is the song, but I've never heard this type of music before. I like it. You know what I'm saying? So I also think songwriting is like equally important. I think that songwriting is a talent, and singing and rapping is a talent, right? But I think that certain people think because they can sing that they know how to write a song. And unfortunately, that's not true. And if you put your ego aside, then you find people who know how to write songs. Because
Mm,
the people in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Like if you look at a Beyonce or you look at any artist, just think of any artist out here. If you look at them, most of their album, most of the stuff on their album is written by someone.
yeah,
Even when you come to rappers, like people are coming up with concepts and people are coming up with like different ways for them to say it. You may come up with the rap, you know what I'm saying? But somebody else will come up with the hook. And then that person who's really good at hooks will go write hooks for this person over here. I just think that it's a lot of we just got to put our pride and our ego aside and get the people that are good at what they're good at and just come together and let everybody play their part. You know what I'm saying? I don't think
yeah.
we do a good job of that, you know.
Well, I think you're an expert when it comes to this field. So I'm going to ask you this question because I know I got a lot of DMV people watching, and you have had experience as a go-go artist and been to many go-go's and been around. What's your top five go-go bands? You've been
Oh,
around been around the sun 50 years plus now. So including Mambo Sauce. I know what's your other four bands if you had to have your go-go collection tape and you was going to an island and they said you can't take but four other bands besides Mambo. What's those five bands gonna be? I got Mambo Sauce. Who the other four bands you taking
I
in?
think this is fairly easy for me. So,
Okay,
Mambo sauce first, of course, that's me, and then you got my favorite band, Northeast Groovers,
okay,
and then you got Backyard that comes, right behind Northeast Groovers. Then you have Essence, and then you have Black Alley.
okay. Now I noticed you picked those bands. I don't know if it's because of your maturity, and I would probably have to agree on a lot of those bands. I know I'm
Yeah,
from
who
Philly,
was
but I've been here a long time, and I agree on most of those bands there.
most?
Is that
Who
because
do you
is that
disagree?
an age thing or a sound?
I think it's more of an age thing, because I mean it's my genre, it's the genre of music, or it's the era that I grew up in, but not necessarily Black Alley because they're more so out now. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? It wasn't around when Northeast and Backyard and Essence was out. And then I don't really listen to a lot of young bands. I say UCB. UCB is one that could be.
Honorable mention. Okay.
Yeah, CCB is also another one that could be in there. But as far as the ones that I listen to that I like, that I mean that let me not say that I like because I like those other bands that I mentioned. But the ones that I would I really rock with would be, and even if I put it in order, it's more so Northeast Groovers, Mambo Sauce, and then Northeast Groovers, and then Backyard. And performance wise, it's probably Black Alley before Red Essence, but then Red Essence.
So we're gonna have JYB in the honorable mention. I know that you left those out.
Yeah.
No, you
Oh,
left JYB out. I'm not a
hold up,
not a
hold up,
man,
hold
I'm
up,
not a,
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up,
connoisseur.
hold up, hold
So
up.
I don't want nobody being upset with you later on when we post this. So I want you to make sure you gotta get some honorable mentions in there, or you
Ah,
want to
yeah,
do a six
yeah.
man award or
Let
something.
me, I mean, you keep throwing these people in, and you know what I'm saying. I am 50, so I just some of them joints be slipping my mind.
I thought
Let me,
so.
let me,
Wanted to
let
help
me
you
go
out.
back. Mambo Sauce, Northeast Groovers, Backyard, Junkyard.
Okay. You
After
said Rascal?
Junkyard, it gotta be Essence
You
and Black.
give Black Alley an honorable mention.
Yeah, and Black Alley.
Well, tell us, man. You had everybody in hysteria. I don't know if that's the word I wanted to use. It was amazing. Um, I think your anniversary just came up, if I'm not mistaken, about the Forever Duncan moment. I was able to experience that.
Yeah.
What made you come up with that, man? Was an outstanding gesture. I'm sure you made your wife proud. I'm sure she still cries about that moment when y'all reflect on it. But what made you come up with that idea, and how did you pull it off, man? I have to go to YouTube sometime just to refresh myself on that and take a look back. But
Is
what
this a
did
kid? Is this a kid program, man? Do kids look at this? I just gotta make sure.
it's over 18 program?
Okay, over the 18 program. So I mean, when I was dating my wife, I got to a point where I knew she was gonna be my wife. Like I just knew. And so well, I was on tour. I was actually on tour when I really knew. So I was on tour from I think it was like October, November, December. Yeah, I no. Yeah, I was on tour from October to December. And while I was on tour, I was talking to her every day, and it was just I just never got bored. And I was like, wow, this is just amazing. So I knew then that I wanted to marry her. And so I told her, I said, look, when I come home, we gonna practice abstinence, you know, um, because if you in a relationship and you going through problems, like, if you're good at what you do, you can smash your way out of an argument. You know what I'm saying? And you really ain't getting nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still there. You just smashed your way out of it. They just forget about it, but it's gonna come
Ruminate
back.
on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was like, look, you know what I'm saying? I want to practice abstinence. And then I want to go to premarital class. And she was like,
Okay.
oh, okay. All right. She was surprised, but she was, cool with it. She actually spoke about something like that before anyway. So that was at the beginning of the year. So I already knew I was gonna marry her. So and we practicing, abstinence. I'm like, look, I ain't trying to go through no proposal and then we waiting or whatever. Nah. The day I propose, I'm trying to get some cheeks. So 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 I'm just gonna go ahead and you know what I'm saying, like let's go ahead and make it a marriage. Let's on that day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's no point in waiting. There's no point in going through it. We going through premarital class. You already know that my plans are to marry you. We're practicing celibacy, so we're learning each other, and we are actually like working during that time to become closer and to learn how to function as a couple. So, most of the time, what people would do is they'll get engaged and then they'll go to premarital class and then they'll practice, celibacy or abstinence, and then they'll get married. But, you know, we just on a whim said, look, let's do this. And yeah, I just decided
Get
to
the
do,
trifecta.
yeah.
Get the trifecta, man. You actually proposed, got got married that day, and you had the honeymoon. You got everything went well.
Well, nah, I'll be honest, man. That joint was so crazy. That day was so crazy. We ain't even
Yeah.
smashed that night, dog.
He was tired as can be, wasn't he?
It was just crazy. It just was going wild. Our
Yes.
phones was blowing up. Our Instagram was like, it looked like the Dow Jones, like, you know what I'm saying? It just flipped.
Yes.
Like it was just crazy, man. People was calling us, and I ain't talking about like friends and family, although they was calling us too. like TV shows, producers.
Yeah.
Like it was just crazy. It was
I
wild.
did catch y'all on a few of those shows. What was the best show that y'all went on? I think y'all got an opportunity to go on Good Morning America. Y'all went on TD Jakes.
Yeah, Good Morning
Some of
America
these
was
stars
right.
that y'all got a chance to meet, and what was the maybe the I guess some of the memorable moments or some of the funny moments that you had when that was
So
going on.
Born in America was like that. But what people didn't know, we got signed to a production company that was a subsidiary of Lionsgate, and they
Okay.
flew us out to California, and they came up with this whole TV show. You know what I'm saying? And we would be the
Yeah.
host of it. It was like kind of like a marriage boot camp and all of that type of stuff. They took us to all of the TV stations, all of them.
Yeah.
Um, uh, uh, just all of them, you know what I'm saying? And all of them was super excited. All of them was talking to us for hours or whatever. We left there. Our agent was like, "Look, this never happens." As far as them talking, he was like, "But this industry is weird." You know what I'm saying? So I don't necessarily want y'all to get too excited, but I just want to let you know that that dude has never like given anyone like 30 to 40 minutes of his time like he gave y'all. There's other people over here. Like it was just crazy, man. And so
Yeah.
we was like, yeah, we about to have a TV show, but it just
Hmm.
never panned out. It just never happened. And the people who
Well, it seems
said,
like some things are coming to fruition because I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let me let you finish on that note. Sorry. Go ahead.
nah, so during that time, like BET and OWN, they didn't take the meeting. They were saying that they weren't doing marriage. They weren't doing marriage. They weren't looking for any kind of marriage.
Marriage material.
But then right after that, they started coming out with marriage stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's the life of the Hollywood or industry producers, I guess, but at the end of the day, I see y'all doing your thing. As I say, it seems it comes to fruition. I know that y'all are very powerful people when it comes to your religion and your spirituality. If you had to look on this a few years back and look forward and be like, man, I'm seeing my wife on the radio, I see me doing these things, and I didn't want to leave out. Y'all, you were the number one DMV roofing company. It seemed like you're doing that as well. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, so it just seemed like a lot of things are um, coming full circle for you. You want to talk about that? Just having that like you had your vision board. Is it coming together, or is it just so totally surprising you more and more?
Yeah, it's so most of this stuff is surprising. It's just a matter of, just keep being creative. You know what I'm saying? Keep just putting my head down and getting to work as well as her. I always, knew that something was bigger for her. I always knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like she she hasn't worked a regular job, I want to say, since I met her. You know what I'm saying? She's always been an entrepreneur. She's been doing fitness or something like that. And one time we was down on our luck prior to the radio show or prior to the roofing, we were going through some financial problems and she wanted to get a job. And she came to me saying, look, I got 3 interviews. I was like, nah, you can't go to these interviews. Um, I just don't think you'll be miserable, and this is not what God's calling you for. So I've always known that she was going to be, you know, something. I just didn't know exactly what. Um, but I mean, look at God. As far as the roofing, that fell in my lap too. That was a God thing. Like God put me in a position where I had to try it out. You know what I'm saying? Because I wouldn't have chosen that path at all. I just wouldn't have chosen it. It just wasn't something that I was interested in. It brought a certain level of anxiety. Like it's actually so, with the roofing that I do, it's referral based, but also I knock doors, and knocking doors is, something that can bring anxiety and sometimes even embarrassment to some people. So, I was like, I wouldn't have tried it, but I was in a position where it was like, hey, look, you better come up with something. And I started doing it, and I loved it, and I was able to help people out. You know what I'm saying? Help somebody get a roof for $1,000 when a roof is costing 24,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, and help my people out because our counterparts know about it. Our counterparts is using insurance and stuff all the time. So I mean, all of this is a blessing, man. All of this is just us believing that something greater is going to happen, and us putting our head down and just grinding it out, and always, presenting us the best versions, or trying to present the best versions of ourselves, and being creative at things that is in our lives.
I say, man, that's a great note and great mentality, great mindset. And I say, y'all are a power couple in my eyes. People use that word and throw it around lightly, but I look at y'all and that's what I see. So I want to say congrats to y'all.
Thank you, bro.
And things that are going on out here, it's kind of tough for a lot of people right now. There's a lot of things going on financially, mentally, just going on with the government. And what are some of the things that keep you upbeat, or you would say that if you had some positive messages to give to the people out there that are going through tough situations, how do you stay positive? I see a lot of y'all videos and content, and you just mentioned you've been through some things. What are some of the things you would give word advice to the people out here that just going through some trials and tribulations right now?
Um, I mean, I think when you're in it, it's hard to believe that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's hard for you to see that because you're in it. And when you're in it, you like, man, this happening, this happening, this happening. But once you get down the line and you see why that happened, then you will understand how divine God's plan is. Um, you know, God says, well, the saying is you make plans and God laughs at it. So God got you. God got you. As cliche as it sounds, as simple as it sounds, it's just simply the truth. I don't know how I would have gotten to where I am right now without God. And I don't know how I'm going to get to where I want to go without God. Like, it ain't over for me. Like, I still got some things that I want to do, but them things may not happen or they may happen. But I know whatever happens, it was, it was destined to happen because God wanted that to be the case, if that makes sense. Um,
Yes,
so yeah, man. I mean, I just pray for the people that are going through it. Um, I don't want to act like it's nothing, or it's easy, because it's not. But I mean, ultimately, it'll be worth it. You know, in the end, it'll be worth it, and you'll look back
yes,
and you'll be like, wow. You know.
yes, indeed. Well, you are on a sports page show. I'm gonna try to end it on a lighter note.
Okay.
Even though y'all right now, y'all ain't looking like the team that y'all thought y'all were gonna be. It's a long season. That's my man Nipsey say the marathon must continue,
It
you
is.
know. And I know you a DMV guy. I know you bleed purple. I mean, you read that bleed that burgundy and gold, excuse me.
Yeah.
I know that you're gonna stay positive, and I'm not mad at you supposed to. So if you have to take, maybe I did ask you about your music and I asked you about your bands, and it's another tough question. What about your Mount Rushmore DMV athletes, man? Before we go, because I know it's so many. I know you bleed, burgundy and gold, and I'm surprised you got the Wizards hat on because a lot of people here they act like the Wizards is like Wizards is a disease. You know why I'm a Wizards fan? I'm originally from Philly, but
Yeah, we can
I'm the
talk.
ball boy team attendant, so
Oh,
I
yeah,
always want to
we ain't
have
talking
love
about
for
none of
them.
that. We ain't talking about none of that. Let me tell y'all my
Talk
history.
about
So let me tell y'all my history with Barry. Just so that y'all know how
oh my
how
gracious,
he treated me. You know what I'm saying? So
don't believe this, y'all.
it was like a trio. It was me, Barry, and Taiwan. Taiwan, shout out to Taiwan.
Shout out to Ty.
Barry and Taiwan got to be
Oh my
ball
goodness.
boys for the Washington Wizards. Bray and Taiwan. They used to
Oh,
get shoes. They used to get all of this stuff. Though I was just the third wheel. I was never like they never even considered me for a job. They never told their supervisor that
not
they
the
had
third
somebody
wheel.
for me or none of that. Right. So let me this goes on and on because Barry and Taiwan would get girls, You know what I'm saying? You know how people nowadays, y'all. If it's three of y'all, you would think that they would get three girls, right? They would invite three girls to the house, and then we'll chill on multiple occasions, not just once. On
Oh my goodness.
multiple occasions,
You know
we'll
we're running out of time, right?
we'll be we'll be over Barry or Taiwan's house, and two girls would knock on the door,
Oh my
and
goodness.
they would kick me out. Multiple occasions, multiple occasions. So they didn't let me work
I'm
with the
gonna
Wizards
the
with
fifth
them.
on that one, y'all.
They wouldn't let me work with the Wizards, and they always kick me out. Like I don't know, was I dirty? Was I ugly? Like what happened? Did they tell me? Did they tell y'all leave me alone? Like what happened?
Oh, oh my man would never let me lay this down.
Never.
It was like the three, we was like the three amigos. You
We
heard
was.
about the music group and all that other stuff. We had a
We
lot
was.
of memories together.
We
We went
was.
to church together,
Except those, except
recipe
those
to Miss
memories.
Sheila. We
Those
had
are
to go to church.
those were the memories that I was left out of. We had all other memories, but the girl memories and the Washington Wizards memories, I was left out of those.
Oh, oh
But
my goodness.
My Mount Rushmore,
Yes.
gotta say KD.
Okay.
KD is like top. Are we talking about people who played, or we talking about people who?
Just influential sports. It could be somebody, anybody from Rock Newman, it could be all the way to Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard, KD, Lynn Bias,
Mm,
um, and somebody who I think personifies DC
mm.
is Quinn Cook.
Wow.
I think,
Sleeper.
yeah, I think that man he personifies the heart of DC. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was the underdog, and he has always been the quote unquote underdog, and he made his way. You know what I'm saying? And he contributed to a lot of great things as it relates to basketball. You know, and he come back and he's still himself, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? I think an underground legend too here in the DMV is Jimmy Jenkins. I don't know if you know about Jimmy, but Jimmy, like, he got like the all-star at the Barry Farms joint. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Young and like that. Young and like that. And I think
All
he
right, well, the DMV is always known for athletes. It's a hotbed of athletes coming from balling, the hoop. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Football. So the tradition is going to continue. So, it's just hard to pick that. I think you can go on and on for days about the guys here, man. Shout out to all the hoopers that's coming up, the next crop of hoopers and all that good stuff.
Brian
And I
Leftwich.
got it.
Leftwich. I think he's another one.
Yeah, Leftwich is definitely a beast.
Yeah,
So many, the list can go on and on.
yeah.
Which to you, I had this debate with a couple people. I actually got into arguments, and I don't think I meant anything by it, but I'm curious, and I'm going to ask you about it. Um, what, I know JD5, and everybody's got this fascination with him now, and he's a young man. I understand why. I followed him when he was at LSU. I like the young man, but it seems to be like when people bring up the RG3 name or the moniker or the two nicknames, they're both similar. JD5, RG3. You guys made these names up here and gave them the nicknames. What's the difference, and why do you feel like some of the fans get so disgruntled? Because I even heard seen his mom make a comment about stop associating them, and I think that people are taking this from a negative perspective because to me, RG3 was a rookie of the year, Heisman, had talent, both throwing and running, but it seems to be like when you think you're mentioning them, you're trying to throw a black cloud on them or something like that. What's the difference of the two players in your eyes, and why does it seem to be such a controversy beside behind those two names?
Before I answer that question, I want to ask you, because you got your host hat on, right? But
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, do you really think that they're that similar? Do you really think that they're that similar? Like, do you really think that they're one and the same? Do you
I
really think
I
that?
I think they're similar because of talent wise. Before
No,
RG3 got hurt.
I'm talking person wise. Let's just
Oh
talk about
no,
the whole
individuals and
family,
personalities.
just in general, because I think all of that makes an athlete. You know what I'm saying? You just can't talk about the field and not realize that the
Well,
personality
off the
affects the
field,
field.
I think they're totally different. Off the field, I don't think that they're different. I think that's why people get discrepancies because, maybe because his choice of women. I think that's a discrepancy. People used to say he was
Not
a
even talking
cornball.
about that. I'm
But
not even
brother,
talking
off the
about that.
field, as far as athletes, I definitely think they were comparable because when I watched them in both, RG3 could throw the ball. He wasn't just no running quarterback. He could throw the ball. He won a Heisman, put up thousands of yards at Baylor. He came here, he
He can
changed the
throw the ball.
game.
He can throw the ball like JD. He can throw the
Yes,
ball, and his accuracy is
yes, he had a strong arm. He was accurate. I
his
watched him.
accuracy
I
is
had to
like
play
JD.
y'all twice a year. He had the division in fear. Don't make it seem like he wasn't him
I'm not
when he was
saying that
out
he
there.
didn't have the division in fear. He had the
He
division in
had
fear.
he
He
had
had the
multiple
division.
skill sets.
He had the division in fear mostly because of his legs more so than his arm. Come on
I
now.
disagree. I disagree.
Why do you do
You asking
how?
me? Well, that's my
Brain.
opinion. I think he could do both, and he did both well. Because if you
I
go
think
back
he
and
can
look at
do
the
both
numbers,
too. I think he can
yeah,
do both too. I'm not saying that he can't do both, but what I'm saying is the fear for RG3 was his legs. Like everyone feared his legs more so than his arm. It's kind of like Randall Cunningham or Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? Michael Vick, of course, could throw, but people fear Lamar Jackson. You know, of course they can throw, but they feared his
Jaden
legs.
Daniels almost ran for 1,000 yards last year. Am I correct?
Right, but this is what you're kind
Last
of
year,
making my point. You're kind of making my point. But that is shadowed by his throwing. Whereas
that's my point.
RG3,
They both can do both.
no, but what I'm saying is JD Daniels, I mean JD5 or Jaden Daniels, his running was shadowed by his passing. RG3, his passing was shadowed by his running. And so what I'm saying is they're different in the sense of JD5, Jaden Daniels. I hate calling him JD5, but Jaden Daniels, I think that he is more skilled in the throwing and the picking apart the defense and reading coverage and things of that nature. I think he's more cerebral than RG3. I think RG3 was more just talent. You know what I'm saying? It was just natural ability. I mean, that's what I think. Look, they put in the scheme for him. They put in the scheme for that man for RG3. They put in the scheme. No one knew what to do with it. The following year when he came, people knew what scheme they was running, and now they had one up on him. And now he had to figure something out. With
Sounds
JD,
familiar.
no, I don't. You can't say that. Jaden Daniels had success. The first 4 games, he was super successful. Even in the games that he's playing, he's been super successful. But turnovers has caused that to go for the team. Don't act like he out here throwing duds. You know what I'm saying? That dude is still accurate. He's still
If I go
finding the
back and
people
look at
that's
the
open.
RG3 years, I'm not going to say because I think even in his second year is the year that he probably got hurt, if I'm not mistaken, right?
He is, but he got hurt towards the end of the year,
And that
right?
was when y'all was playoff hunting. He still was good. That's what I'm trying to say. That's why I'm was asking you because it's not my team and I don't have the numbers as
Yeah,
efficiently as I said.
I don't think that they're the
But I
same.
think that I think they both do both well. I just think that people get so upset because of the off the field differences.
I don't think it's off the field. Like I think I don't agree with it, and it has nothing to do with off the field. I mean, it has everything to do with I think that JD5 is more cerebral. He thinks about the game more. He actually I think he prepares for the game more. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. You know, I mean, this
Okay.
dude's bringing in stuff that other people haven't even been
Well,
doing.
I asked you a question that was I wanted to get your opinion, but I definitely believe that people just dislike RG3 as the person. So that's why I think that everybody's like, don't don't compare him to JD5. I'm like, I think y'all doing it because he's dating white women and he's kind of controversial. But when he was here, man, y'all loved him to death. You couldn't tell nobody no wrong
Not,
about
hey,
RG3.
I'm not. I can't deny.
Everybody loved. You couldn't say no wrong about RG3.
I'm not denying that. I can't debate that. But I mean, two things can be true. So the one thing is that when RG3 was here, yes, he lifted up the spirit of the team. He did his thing. We were all rooting behind him on the field. Off the field, I didn't even know anything about RG3 like that. You know what I'm saying? When I look at Jaden Daniels, I just think that he is just different. I think that he's just a different type of player. I just think that he thinks about the game more. I think RG3 was on natural talent. and he was like a Michael Vick, where I think Jaden Daniels is trying to be more of a Patrick Mahomes and more of a Tom Brady than a Michael Vick. It's just that he wants to get to a Tom Brady level of play with like Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson type of capabilities. I don't think RG3 was doing that. That's all.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad that you gave me your perspective on that. But when you get some time, do me a favor, go back and look at them Baylor highlights of RG3. And you will see that he was definitely a guy that was known for a cannon. So it wasn't like I understand the Mike Vick thing, but he was way little years behind Mike Vick. That's what he ain't giving nobody no Heisman for just running around. He
I
threw
mean,
for about a rack of yards, like 5,000 yards. Some crazy.
how much did he throw in the league? Like, what was it? What was that in the league?
He was like a 4,000 yard passer. I'm gonna go. We'll follow it up, and I
Yeah,
definitely follow up with you on that. But I definitely just wanted to get your insight on that, and I could bring you back hopefully later on in the year, man. And I like to get we could, like you said, when the marathon is done, you might be laughing at me because you might come on and be celebrating like y'all tried to come have y'all little celebration in Philly last. Remember that little thing y'all did in Philly? Y'all had a little pep rally. No, man, I love you, man. Thanks for coming
like,
on. You already know, man. Thanks for joining. It's been long overdue.
yeah.
Coming on and joining the Sports Space Show. So many things more I could talk to you about, but I definitely want to salute you, man. And the Forever Duncan moniker and the family and all the things that you're doing. So if there's anything that you want to share with the people, where can they follow you? What do you have coming up? And what's on your vision board for the next couple months, man?
You can
Going to the new year.
Yeah, Mr. Alfred Duncan on everything. Mambo Sauce Band. Yeah, we putting out new music. We're just starting like we're kind of like rebooting per se. So yeah, make sure you check that out. Check out my wife on WPGC, the Good Morning Show on WPGC 95.5. And we got a lot of things coming up, man. So just stay tuned, and we definitely gonna make some things happen. The Burger Bar is gonna come up. Yeah, I got a podcast that I'm working on. Me and the wife got a podcast, so it's just a whole bunch of things that I'm working on. But
Yes, sir. What's that latest single, man, that everybody turned into? I was just pumping it up right before
you
I came
already
on
know,
with you, man.
you
You
already
already
know,
know.
you
Like you said,
already
you
know.
already know, man.
Yeah, featuring Chris from TOB, man. Yeah, go get that. Go listen to that.
Absolutely, man. Once again, the Mr. Powerful, Mr. Great, Mr. Alfred Duncan, man. Thanks for joining the Sports Space Show. Y'all stay tuned. Please subscribe, follow the page, man. More great conversations coming up throughout the season. Love you,
Love you,
bro.
bro. Love you too, man.
All right, man. Thanks again.
Nah, thank you.
All right.